Like, what's one thing that they can just start doing today to actually start building a brand and building a profile online?
They just need to get on there, start making content and suck.
Yeah.
And start dealing with people hating on you. Like, that shit doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the quicker you get that out of the way and quicker you realise that doesn't mean shit, the better.
Yeah.
Just get on there and suck. Who cares? Because you're going to get better.
Yeah.
Think about when you first went to the gym. You couldn't do anything. And then over time, you just build up and you're exposed to it. You start to think of more ideas. It opens up everything for you and you just get better. And then you look back in 2 years and you go, holy shit, look at my first video and look at me now. And you don't need to be crazy popular and you don't need to be going viral. Like, you've already got your people there. So, like, give them value. Let them tell their friends. Even if you've got 10,000 followers, you can have $1 million business.
I think the biggest thing I know from speaking with a lot of, you know, creators and people on social is, like, it really is a skill that you stack over time. You know, that bit that you just said then about, like, sucking, like, you had to suck before you became good and you had to be good before you became great.
I'll look back at what I did in 3 months and say, I want to turn inside out looking at that. That is cringe. I've done that every time, and so you should. You should look back and think that is embarrassing because you've leveled up so much every time. Like, my first meal plans I was giving out, like, at the time, I was still killing it and it was getting the clients great results, but now I'll look back at it and be like, that is embarrassing. Right?
What's one thing you've done, like, because I know I've struggled with this, I know lots of people do in the space, like, to actually come up with ideas? Is
It's part of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy. I think what I've done to do that is go through hard times, study for 4 years, continue to learn, and then I've always been pretty creative with things. So, like, for example, the business name, like, things just come to me quick. That's an advantage I have. At uni, I had to study 3 times longer than anyone else to get a worse mark. But when it comes to this is where it's easy for me. It just comes to me. So,
well, I think one thing I know from hanging out with you and kind of, you know, I think I've also got the trait too is I'm pretty quick to make a decision. I don't overanalyze it. It's like if you're in the inner circle, you're in the inner circle. Doesn't matter if I've known you for a week, a day, like, we're in. Likewise with business. I think sometimes people get so fucking caught up in their own fear, their own over-analytical mind. And I used to say when I was a coach, I knew a lot of coaches that were way better coaches than me, but they overanalyze shit. So the time it would take them to go from, like, building their business to 100 grand or 200 grand, I was able to do it in half the time because I didn't think about it. I just fucking, like, moved in that direction and kept moving.
Yeah. I've seen that myself where I've watched other people. I'm a better coach than them.
Yeah.
But they're making the moves. They're getting shit done.
Yeah.
They're taking the risk and I saw the reward. So I wasn't always like, boom, I'm doing this. I used to get caught up in my ways, but now it's like, through experience, you know potential of certain decisions and, like, you just pull the trigger and get it done. What's the worst that can happen, right? Yeah. You would know everything you've done's worked.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much, right?
Good or bad.
You think it takes you to where you are now. So everything I've ever, like, pulled the trigger on, it's just worked. So it's like just being confident that in yourself when you make a decision, you're going to do whatever it takes to make it work.
And I think that's the thing too. It's like people make a decision, I'm going to do this, but it's like, well, are you actually going to back that up with habits?